I had heard legends of a master wand that claimed power over all of the elements, not just one. But in order to acquire said master wand, I had to speak with the Tree of All-Knowing. Tree of All-Knowing, please, hear my call, and show me the wand. The wand of all power. The wand to rule them all, please. The Tree of All-Knowing told me many things, but the most important of which was how to acquire the Master Wand. I had to defeat the hardest boss in the game, not one, not two, but 17 times, backwards and blindfolded. And then before I knew it, there it was.
Check this out.
The Fairy's Wand. Damn, I'm good. Just look at this thing. It's practically radiating power. Now that I have the Master Wand, there is only one thing left to do, and that's try out the spells. And to start us off, let's start off with a classic, Imp. That was it? Had my eyes deceived me? Surely this wasn't all Imp was chalking up to be. I ran around trying out Imp more, hoping, praying for something, for anything. I had to be wrong, right? Maybe I enslaved the wrong Imp. I remember there being different animations, one that he circled the enemy, and another that he called down Zeus. I even convened with Imps in Grizzleheim. They didn't help me, so naturally I had to kill them with Imp to assert utter and absolute dominance of their entire species. Well, let's rank Imp with the disappointing spell we now have. Animations as a whole, you know, the transition where he just poofs out of nowhere is kind of creative and fun. I do like the music aspect they have to the spell, the musicality, and, you know, the sounds. I mean, just listen to this. You know, if there's one thing life does right, it's the spell sounds. I mean, you have Imp, you have the Leprechaun, you have the Seraph. Yeah. So overall aesthetic and impression is, I am just a little disappointed. You know, I wish they had more variety of animations for Imp. I wish they got a little more creative with it. And as a tier 1 spell, it just doesn't give a great first impression for the school. That's all I'm going to say. So life is going in the C tier category in terms of first impression and just the overall tier 1 spell. The Imp spell is a C tier. Next we got the legendary Firecat. I'm heading over to Firecat Alley for this, just to stay in character. You feel me? You feel me? You want to know what the one thing your 2011 Wizard101 girlfriend and I have in common? We both love Firecats. Nothing? I don't need any of that garbage right now. I need the Firecat. Where is it at? Yes. Are you kidding me? Damn, you're beautiful. The thing I like about Firecat is you can tell the devs put a little more effort into it. You know, it has some different animations. It's got one that it shoots fire, it's got one that it runs into the enemy, and I remember there being one more that it pounces, but maybe they removed that and just gave it to the Black Cat card or something. I don't know. I don't have enough space on my computer to just store hours and hours of Firecat footage. So overall spell, I think the transition's awesome. How the cat just jumps out of nowhere. I think it's got recently they made a lot of these spells look a lot prettier than they used to be. I'm used to the OG Firecat spell, but this one's still really good. It just looks clean. They just cleaned it up and made it look nice. I think Firecat is kind of the face of Wizard101 in a lot of ways, besides, you know, like things like stupid things like Pickles or something. But Firecat is iconic and it's always going to be S tier in my book. And I think it's a great first spell for fire wizards to learn and for any wizard to cast, really. And for our next spell, we're in Triton Avenue. You already know we're doing the Storm Snake, so let's check it out. Oh, nice, we get 2 iterations of it right here. Oh yeah, that is good stuff. Let's see it again, just for good measure. Oh, and I fizzle, so it's okay. So once again, similar to Firecat, this spell has 3 different iterations of it, and you know, I love this spell as well. It has an awesome intro. You can see like more effects than just the single, you know, spell, I guess. You can see like the storm cloud the snake comes down from. You can see the lightning effects. All storm spells are so freaking cool, and this one is just awesome. So, obviously this is also going in S tier. Storm Snake and Firecat are both neck and neck with just how awesome they are and iconic. And, you know, back in the day, Storm Snake was my favorite spell. But that was back before I had a membership and all I had was Triton Avenue, so my options were pretty limited, to be fair. Next we have the good old bloodbat. I do enjoy me some good blood on bat action. Bloodbat is a pretty simple spell. It's nothing super special, I don't think. I'm not a huge fan of the sound. Kind of sounds like a snarling Wampalufficus, but I think they could have done a much better job. The animations, again, it does have 3 iterations on this spell. I only caught 2 of which, and I literally went into like 6 different fights trying to get the 3rd animation, which the bat kind of like swoops forward and does like a whirlwind spin around the enemy, but I couldn't get that. I have seen it before, but I actually wasn't filming, but I know it happens. So anyway, there's 3 iterations. They're okay. Nothing special, nothing bad. So let's go ahead and rank it in the B category. I think it's definitely better than Imp, but it's kind of along the same lines. And honestly, it might even be Imp's rank, but I'm gonna do it a service and put it in B. Next, we're gonna crank out 2 birds with 1 stone. We're gonna cover both frost beetle and scarab at the same time, just because they are essentially just reskinned versions of one another. It's unfortunate, but oh, this is spoilers. Don't look. So here we're gonna take a look at the beetle. Nice. And here we're going to take a look at the frost beetle. As you can see, pretty much the exact same spell, just reskinned differently. Now, the spell itself, I do like. I do appreciate how the arena itself is actually part of the spell for both of these, you know, like the scarab's surrounded by sand, the frost beetle surrounded by frost. It creates a better image, I would say. But once again, true to King's Isle form, they just lazily skimp out on ice and just kind of keep the 2 at the exact same spell. Granted, they did like reskin Frost Beetle to look a little different, but it wasn't always like that, for 1, and 2, it's still just the exact same spell. So ranking both of these, you know, looking back, I do think I'm gonna move the beetle, or sorry, bloodbat. I'm gonna move it down to C, and I'm gonna put the balance and ice, so the scarab and the frost beetle, in B tier. I think that's pretty fair. I think both of these, I think this list so far looks pretty clean and pretty understandable. So we've only got 1 more to go, and let's go see how it looks. Last and certainly least, we have the Dark Pixie. You know, I really want to like Dark Pixie. I think it could have been cool, but it's just not. It's simple. It's on the same level that Imp is. It's just 1 animation that plays, and it's just not very creative. and you know, I'm not a fan. So overall, Dark Pixie, it's just on the same tier as Myth and Life. I am putting Bloodbat at the top of the C tier because I did like it more. I do like it more than these other two because at least this has some different iterations. But again, this is my final say in the list. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to see tier 2 rankings or whatever else you want to see. I'm happy to supply that. Um, anyway, my name is Ozone. Please subscribe and comment so we can get the algorithm showing these videos to more people. I'd love that. Anyway, y'all have a fantastic day. I will see you in the next video.